Hey y'all, Michelle Raza here with the Finding Yourself Book Club, and today we're going to continue talking about John Gottman's What Makes Love Last. We're going to dive into the 10 other ways to betray your lover. The last video we talked to you about the overview and we listed the 10 different ways, which he said are in no particular order. And today we'll go into the first one, which is conditional commitment. Please do check out our website. We're at www.findingyourselfsatx.com. There you can take our life balance questionnaire absolutely free of charge. And the discussion, if you've never talked with us before, that discussion is free. Your first consult with us is always free. So hope to hear from you soon. Okay, conditional commitment. The underlying attitude of conditional commitment is, I'm here for you until someone better comes along. Tyler and Abby, whom we met in Chapter 3, are a classic example of this betrayal. Such partners may flirt, oogle, and send out other signals that they are available, even though they don't follow through. Because they are not fully in the relationship, anything from an argument to the flu to work stress can diminish how much intimacy and support their partner receives. It is not unusual for the betrayed partner to think these triggers are the actual problem. She's worried about the promotion, when it's the superficiality of the commitment that fuels all those conflicts. Couples may tumble into a conditional relationship when one pressures the other to marry or cohabitate, thinking the move will deepen their connection. It is almost always an error to marry when you don't want to. It's hard for a marriage to succeed if it is an attempt to create a strong bond rather than the result of one. The shallowness becomes apparent as time goes on. Anna recalls her first marriage, which began to unravel when her husband stalled about starting a family. At first, she thought he was ambivalent about becoming a father. But when they went to couples therapy, it became clear that his reluctance was about deepening his commitment to her. She responded with a mix of clinginess and desperation, terrified of losing what she had, until she accepted that she never really had it. Now that I'm remarried and we have kids, it's easy to look back and realize that my first husband just wasn't really there. He had betrayed me just as much as if he had really followed through on his flirtations. Now I realize what a real commitment is from a partner. In some cases of conditional commitment, one partner isn't comparing the other to someone else, but to something else. Deidre and her longtime boyfriend married so that he could be covered by her health insurance. Still, she considered herself in a forever relationship. Then, her husband developed a passionate interest in China. He read about the country in his spare time, learned Mandarin, and devoted his vacations to traveling through the country. When he was offered a career-changing job that allowed him to move there, Deidre didn't want to go. He went anyway, and divorce papers followed. This couple floundered because their shared meaning system decayed. Intimate partners need to open up about what they consider the purpose and significance of their life together. When couples ignore or avoid discussing deep issues, they are left with a shallow commitment. To prevent this, couples can intentionally take time to discuss their goals and dreams, rather than wait for the opportunity to occur. So in one of Gottman's other books, it's called 8 Dates, he also talks about it in the 7 Principles of Making Marriage Work. He talks about dreams and how important it is to talk to your partner about dreams. And a lot of times it doesn't necessarily mean, like in this case, the guy went to China, right? That's super interesting and cool. But just because you have an interest in something doesn't mean you're necessarily going to move to another country or quit your job and go pursue your dream. But having those discussions are really helpful to understand your partner. He also recommends what's called love mapping, and that's where you really take the time to ask those open-ended questions to your partner and find out more about them. In my own personal experience with a previous relationship, it was very frustrating when sometimes I would find things out, like at a party. The person would discuss something at a party, and that's when I would find out. and I would feel hurt because I would just feel like, well, how come I never knew about these things, right? In our own discussions. And part of it was just that we wouldn't take the time. We wouldn't have those open-ended discussions with each other. So if you go on your iTunes or your Play Store, your Google Play Store, you can download the Gottman Card deck. And it does have open-ended questions. It has love mapping. It has date night questions. It has all kinds of stuff to help you build stronger connections with your partner. But ultimately, yeah, conditional commitment, it can be that you always have your eye open for somebody else. Or that you really that you're just in this marriage for as long as it's convenient for you, and nobody really wants to be in there. So onward to the next section, and hope to see y'all soon.